Good night, good night, good night, good night, everybody. Good night, Hamilton. Let me say a very pleasant good evening to all who are here gathered in the heart of Hamilton. Let me also say a very pleasant good evening to all those who are viewing and listening to this meeting on our various online platforms. And tonight, we are here in the heart of Hamilton. And ladies and gentlemen, I sat down today and I started to write down some bit of information. I took some time today, ladies and gentlemen, to put some facts to paper. But before I get to the facts, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my colleague, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, for his presentation. Because in this CCM party, we all rally with each other. I also want to thank the Honorable Troy Youthent-Liburd for his presentation and endorsement, as did the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I came tonight with some prepared information. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have some people going around saying that nothing has happened in St. Paul's. We have some people going around saying that Brand not do nothing for town.
What?
But I want to bring to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, some facts. Before I bring some facts to you, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the Charlestown Primary School for winning the football championship, the football primary school championship. I want to say to Minister Jeffers and the St. James's Primary School, better luck next time. You did well. You did well. But I had absolutely no doubt in my mind that Charlestown Primary School would have do what they had to do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me stay in the celebratory mood. I want to also congratulate Mr. Bertram Roach, who celebrated his 100th birthday a few weeks ago. And in a couple of days, ladies and gentlemen, the post office will issue a stamp edition with Mr. Bertram Roach and Mr. Hendrickson's picture as the two centenarians from the constituency of St. Paul's. And I want to say to them, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to use this opportunity once again to offer my condolences to the Jones family on the passing of Stephen. I believe all of us here in Hamilton and St. Paul's would have recognized the contribution that Mr. Jones would have made to the island of Nevis. And I want to say to his dear wife and his family that we are indeed grateful for the contribution that Mr. Jones has made to the island of Nevis. And we want to say to you tonight that we continue to remember you and your family in our prayers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the NRP have brought a young lady to run against me in Charlestown. And while I will not say anything about the young lady, I will say this much, that I'm disappointed. I am extremely disappointed in this young lady. You know why? Because, well, I am disappointed. You know why I'm disappointed? I am disappointed because this young lady, in her first political walk, have sought to mislead the people of Charlestown and mislead the people of Nevis. This young lady have sought to go around the constituency and have become a stranger to the truth as to what has happened in St. Paul's. But I'm going to bring some facts tonight, because one can have their opinion, but facts are a stubborn thing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Hamilton, we constructed a 400,000 gallon water tank right here in Hamilton. I recognize that as soon as there was issue with water, that Hamilton and Charlestown was one of those areas that were immediately affected. And I thought that this can't be right. You can't be serious that in the town and in the city, every time there is water issue, that the city have problem. And I said, no, I intended to fix that. So I would have erected a 400,000 gallon water tank right here in Hamilton. I would have ensured, ladies and gentlemen, that there was a stone tank there with the roof collapse. And I would have ensured that we reconstructed a steel frame roof on that storage tank, adding an additional 300,000 gallons of water in the area of Hamilton. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Welcome. I am here to say to you tonight also that we met a well there in Hamilton, a very high-yielding well. But it did not meet World Health Organization standard. And we ensured that we installed a water filtration system on that well, so that we can have the necessary water for the parish of St. Paul's and the constituency of Nevis number 1. But yet, my opponent is saying that nothing happened. I am saying to you, we went further as well. We ensured that we secured our water plant here in Hamilton by fencing the entire perimeter of that property. We didn't want anyone to go inside there and interfere with what we did there. I am here to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, while we recognize that the island of Nevis were being populated with low-income housing throughout the length and breadth of Nevis, the St. Paul's constituency did not have any land that was owned by the government. And I went to the length and breadth of St. Paul's and found some land right here in Hamilton. I took it to my cabinet colleagues. I begged and I pleaded, and they supported that initiative. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the construction of 14 homes on that piece of land in Hamilton. So I want to ask those 14 families who would have gone to the bank, who would have got a mortgage, who would have been approved by the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, who is paying their mortgage on a monthly basis. Isn't that something? Isn't that an accomplishment by these 14 families who now can say to the world that they have their own homes? But yet, the NRP candidate is saying that nothing happened. I want to say to those 14 families in Hamilton, when she come to you and asks you for your vote, tell them go about your business.
On the election day, we gonna hammer them. It's only one choice, we vote for CCM.
All of that right here in Hamilton. But yet, they say nothing has happened. When I became the representative in St. Paul's, one of the first pieces of road that I did was the road from the Mills and the Jones family all the way over to the Stevens family. And you know why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, on that stretch of road, we had, as one of the residents on that stretch of road, the first Nivijan, the first Leeward Islander, the first person to make the West Indies cricket team. But yet, that road was a two-strip. And I said no. They deserve better. And that was one of the first church of war that I did as the area representative in St. Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say to you that the NRP candidate that is coming up against me is a stranger to the truth, these are some of the facts, ladies and gentlemen. The Minister of Education said, no, it wasn't the Minister of Education, it was Alexis Jeffers, said that they are either blind. I don't believe that they're blind. I believe that they are being deceitful. I believe that they are a stranger to the truth. And I'm here to say to the people of Hamilton tonight, don't let them fool you with no lies. You have eyes to see and ears to hear for yourself. Don't let them fool you at all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have given you a few points as to what have been accomplished only in Hamilton alone. Let's look at Stony Grove. Some road was done in Stony Grove, and a section of that road was left out. I am hearing that the piece of road was left out because a particular gentleman lived on the piece of road. And I said, what foolishness is this?
What?
I said, what foolishness is this? They did an entire stretch of road under the NRP then, and they left out a particular section because, according to them, a particular gentleman lived on the piece of the road. And I said to myself, but wait, when the rain fall, it fall on CCM supporter house and forget NRP house? When a hurricane is coming, it's going to hit, it's going to damage a CCM supporter and leave an NRP supporter? And that is the kind of small-mindedness that the NRP is coming with. And I'm saying to the people of St. Paul's, I want you to reject that thinking. I want you to reject that thinking. I remember when the Honorable Mark Brantley became the Premier of Nevis, he said that he wanted to have a one Nevis policy. I know he gets some cost from CCM supporters for that. But the idea was that all of us are Nevisians. All of us must be able to survive in our country. And that is why we have developed a policy for all of Nevis. And so I went and I did the piece of road that started from DC, Dale Claxton, went around to the sixth form. It was left out. It was left out because, according to somebody, that a particular gentleman lived under. That is in Stony Grove. I am saying to you, as your representative in Stony Grove, we went and did a complete refurbishment of the netball complex in Charlestown. It sat there for many years, and it took a CCM administration to breathe some life back into that netball complex. I hear some people saying that it was because of them, and I smile. I smile. You know why? Because they don't know half of the story. They don't know half of the story. Some of them believe that they know everything. Some of them believe that they have the answers for all of our problems, but they don't know half of the story. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading from my notes now because I have a lot of things. We also ensured, ladies and gentlemen, that the tennis court in Charlestown, right there in Stony Grove, was resurfaced. But yet, they said nothing happened. They said nothing happened. We are in the process of completing some road construction, ladies and gentlemen, in Stony Grove, behind my good friend Henry Hennis. And they said nothing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, we undertook a road enhancement project from right there by the water department barbecue area all the way up to Salome James and in that village, and they said nothing happened. They said nothing happened. We ensured, ladies and gentlemen, that the road all the way from Husfords down to Rams and from the roundabout up to water department depot was resurfaced, and they said nothing happened. What is the thing about it, you know? They're driving it morning, noon, and night. 5 times a day, 10 times a day, they're driving it. And that is why I say to you that I am disappointed in the young lady. I am disappointed because she has become a stranger to the truth. And I want to say to the people of St. Paul's, don't allow anybody to come and fool you. You have eyes to see for yourself. If that is the best that they can do, tell them come again. Tell them come again.
Look how easy we go hammer them. Everything we do, it a bother them.
Let's look at Government Road. We ensure that the entire stretch of Government Road, from just below the hospital all the way down to the Island Main Road resurface. They're driving it 5 times a day, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the government has been in desperate need of land in the St. Paul's area. There is a piece of land that I was able to acquire right below the Baby Bear Nursery, right there on Hamilton. Our intention was to construct a community facility there. That land was purchased in 2019. But what happened in 2020? COVID came. All of that plans had to be put on the shelf. But maybe they don't know that government owned the land. But then again, I thought they knew everything. I thought they had an answer for everything. We ensured that we acquired that piece of land to the top of Government Road, to the intersection of the Pump Road and Government Road. We are Mikey and the boys. We are my good friend, Sister Sensi is plying her trade. That land is owned by government. Sister C, sorry. They didn't get so far because they don't know how to do things properly. We acquired that land. That is another piece of land for the people of Government Road and Hamilton to put some community facility. But ladies and gentlemen, maybe they don't know or they choose not to know, or I believe that they like to tell lie. That is what I conclude. That they have become a stranger to the truth. And I'm saying it here in Hamilton tonight, and I'm going to keep saying that I am disappointed in the young lady, because in this walk of politics, you must be able to tell the people the truth and let the people decide which candidate is the best. And I know I am better by far. Better by far. In Ramsbury, we had a lot of challenges in Ramsbury. You know, those of you in Quaddock Road would know that right there by the floor office, there was always a cesspool of water right there. And we used to have some children from Government Road and Stony Grove having to walk to the Charlestown Primary School. But when you have heavy rains, they couldn't pass. Why? Because the pool of water was right there. And we went in and fixed that. It may be a simple thing, but we went in and fixed it. Is it that they don't know, or they just simply choose to lie? And we must ask ourselves those questions. Is it that they don't know, or they choose to lie? Ladies and gentlemen, the Joe Hart Road was fed by a 3/4-inch water line. And all of you know where Joe Hart shop is. And you know that there is a number of homes going down. A 3/4-inch line. We went in and installed a 2-inch line down there so that the people can have a stable pressure in water. Is it that they don't know, or they choose to ignore? But yet, nothing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, in Ramsbury, we continue to struggle with some drainage issues in Ramsbury. But there were some particular problems in the area of Sylvia Thomas, where a number of homes would often be flooded. And we went in and constructed a U-drain. And we ensured that those 5, 6, 8 families can sleep at night when rain comes, because the flooding issue was eliminated. And I'm here to say to you tonight that we have other challenges when it comes to drainage. We have an issue down by Pastor Griffin, an issue that we intend to fix in the new dispensation. But ladies and gentlemen, while they are picking at things, they are not offering solutions to the people of Nevis. I am here to say to you tonight that we have solution for the people of Nevis. And I'm going to keep saying it tonight. And I'm going to drive it home in the head that they are a stranger to the truth. They are a stranger to the truth. Every single day. Every single day. 4 times, 5 times a day. They drive on spanking new roads there by the Anglican wall and they say nothing happened. They drive on brand new spanking new roads there by the Methodist church and they say nothing happened. They drive on brand new spanking road going across by the Jews cemetery and nothing happened. They drive on brand new spanking road on Chapel Street and Happy Hillary and they say nothing happened. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe and I submit to you tonight that they have become a stranger to the truth. Because you can walk on something every day. You can drive on something every day. You can touch something every day. But you got the heart to tell Nevis people that nothing happened. It means that you are a blatant liar. That is what you have become. And I'm disappointed. I'm going to keep saying it tonight. I'm disappointed. I don't mind you come and you say to me, well, you are the representative of St. Paul's. Perhaps you could have done this way or do this that way and come to the table with something constructive. But when you are going to say to the people that nothing happened, it means that you are a liar. It means that you are a stranger to the truth. Quarter code, somebody mentioned quarter code. And I'm going to talk about quarter code, because I had the experience of a very not so young gentleman in quarter code. And I watched tears run down that gentleman's eye. He said he is close to 70 years. He is close to 70 years. And this is the first time that he have seen someone have really given quarter code some true care and attention. But yet, my opponent is trying to convince you that nothing has happened. In quarter code, ladies and gentlemen, we remove all of those old cast iron pipe in quarter code. Pipes that were there for 40 years, nearly 50 years. We remove all of those cast iron pipe and we replace them with 4-inch PVC water line from the top of quarter code all the way down to Harlem Shelter Bar. But nothing happened. We continue from Big Rock and we went down to the entrance of the gas station down there in Pinnes with those water lines. But nothing happened. I get cussed for touching Big Rock. They cuss me about Big Rock. They say all manner of evil against me, that me this and me that, me all kind of choppiness. And I said to myself, but these people really serious? We are bringing development to our community and they are cussing and talking about a rock. Yes, it is a historic rock, but I can say to you, we have seen developments throughout the length and breadth of this world where people have moved entire villages in the name of development. But taking off a piece of a rock was an issue. Well, I'm going to tell them, I got another piece of rock to take off. I got another piece of rock to take off. Right above the hospital there, opposite my good friend Vanessa Mackey Phillip, I'm going to take off a piece of the rock there because it's a hazard. And if I get cussed for making the roads in Nevis safer, then I'm going to take the cost. I'm going to take the cost. Quarter code. We constructed the entire stretch of quarter code from the top of quarter code all the way down to Harlem Shelter Bar. We ensured that the road was also constructed from Big Rock all the way down to the gas station. And driving it now, they're driving it by the driving on it and walking on it and campaigning and I laugh. They said nothing happened. Oh, I forget that and all. You see what I tell you? You see what I tell you? I ain't even get half of the things yet. Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, in Kodakode, we also dealt with some drainage issues in Kodakode. Some drainage issues. Right behind the Barrett family there was some issue behind there with drainage. We went in and fixed that and remedied that problem. And this is why I'm saying to you that we intend to continue that project all the way down to Pastor Griffin, because it is an issue and we will fix the issue. We are here about solution, ladies and gentlemen. My good friend here remind me about Flamingo Road. I forget so much different things. But ladies and gentlemen, I took some time today to write down some of these facts. To say to my opponent, sadly, you have become a stranger to the truth. I want to say to the people of St. Paul's, I have come to you with a vision of change. I want to say to the people of Hamilton that we are just getting started. They don't want to admit that we had a global pandemic on Nevis. They believe that Nevis was insulated from this pandemic. They don't want to admit that the island of Nevis was shut down for almost 2 years, a year and a half plus. They don't want to admit it. But we must ask ourselves the question, what did they do to rally the vision, to get on board, to stand up to fight against this pandemic? They cuss people, they tell the premier, not them. The premier say he barely beg, he plead, and then it's the command. And they want to come to Nevis people and ask them to vote for them. They got the heart to come to Nevis people when they needed to stand up for Nevisians, when they needed to rub shoulder with the government and say, we are with you in this fight. They said, not them. Well, I want the whole of Nevis tell them, not you. Not you.
On election day, we gonna hammer them. It's only one choice. We vote for CCM.
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody tell me that something special might happen tonight. So I'm going to wrap up. I don't know what that special thing is because I'm just getting warmed up. I want to say to the people of Hamilton and to the people of St. Paul's what some of my vision are for the constituency. My good friend from Kodakode came and he said he wanted to hear from me tonight. I hope he's still around here, because I have a message for him and I have a message for the whole of St. Paul as to what my vision and my mission is in the next dispensation. You see, while we have some challenges, we must be able to look into the future. We must be able to inspire our people to think big. We must be able to rally the island of Nevis for bigger and better things. And in the next dispensation, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to say to you that in Charlestown, we had a fisherman pier there that was destroyed by a hurricane some years ago. I intend to see that fisherman pier be reconstructed. It is necessary and it is needed. I have a quotation already from someone who is an expert in constructing piers. And I'm saying to the fishermen in Charlestown, I'm saying to the fishermen in Nevis that that fisherman pier will be reconstructed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation in Charlestown. We have two areas in Charlestown where buses normally congregate. We have buses from Gingerland and we have buses from Newcastle. And all of us recognize that the conditions and the surroundings where those buses often congregate is less than ideal. And I've been looking around in Charlestown, looking around on the outskirts of Charlestown for some lands, for some property to build to state-of-the-art bus terminal. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are going to Gingerland or if you're going to Newcastle, you must be in some level of comfort. My vision is, after we would have acquired 2 portions of land right on the outskirts of Charlestown to construct 2 bus terminals, state-of-the-art bus terminals, with a restaurant, with a gift shop for the people who uses the Newcastle bus terminal and for the people who uses the Gingerland bus terminal. Because I believe, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that to happen. I have said to you before that we have acquired 2 portions of land right here. One below the Baby Bear Nursery and one at the top of Craddock Road. One at the top of Government Road, sorry. It is my intention to ensure that a community facility is constructed there for the people of Hamilton. It is high time. Ladies and gentlemen, just before COVID, I assembled a team, a committee of persons who had an interest in culture. And I asked the question, why is it that in Charlestown we cannot have a city fest? I asked the question, why is it in Charlestown we cannot have a city fest? We have all of the cultural facilities in Charlestown. And I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that in the next dispensation, we will ensure that the constituency of St. Paul will have a city fest. We have talented people in St. Paul's. We have some of the best calypsonians in St. Paul's. We have talented young ladies and young men who can sing, who can model, who can do a lot of things. But we will ensure, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a city fest in the new dispensation. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a conversation with a gentleman some time ago. It was just before a hurricane was coming. And he said to me, boy, we need to build a boat lift somewhere in Charlestown. Because the minute we have a little hurricane, everybody is scrambling to get their boats out of the water. And you know, I thought about it. I drove around. I had a conversation with a gentleman in Bath Plains. And I discussed the idea with him. And he simply said to me, well, you know, when you're ready, come and talk to me. And knowing the gentleman, he's a very serious gentleman. And I know that when I go to him and say to him that I want a portion of his land to build a boat lift for the boaters on Nevis, he will tell me how much you want. And I believe that it would be a good partnership for the mariners on the island of Nevis. So I intend to construct a boat lift somewhere in the Bath Village area for our mariners, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I grew up in my teenage years in Happy Hill Alley. And those of you who don't know where Happy Hill Alley is, I believe everybody knows where Happy Hill Alley is. Every single morning, from Monday to Friday, I had to go to beach. I went to beach. And every morning, my exercise was to swim from the shore all the way to the pier and come back. I swam with some of the movers and shakers in Charlestown. Some of you may know a gentleman by the name of Edmund Williams. I don't know if you know him, of blessed memory. Eulalie Williams. My dear Aunt Gertrude Roberts. My late father Hubert Brand. Edith and Alma Howell. Weston Paris. I was a little boy between these powerful people on the island of Nevis. And what I learned from them was an appreciation of Gallows Bay. And I'm saying to you that in the next dispensation, we will ensure that we have some swimming classes and swimming lessons right here on Gallows Bay for all the people of St. Paul's. We are surrounded by water, and all of our people must be able and know how to swim. So that is an initiative, ladies and gentlemen, I intend to bring to life in the new dispensation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a playing field in Ramsbury. And I feel that that playing field has not developed in the manner in which it ought to have developed. I am saying to you tonight that in the next dispensation, we will ensure that we construct some facilities there at that playing field in Ramsbury. We will fence that property. And my good friend from St. James's often said that the VOJ playing field is the number one field in Nevis. For now. For now. But I'm saying to you that we will ensure that we develop that playing field in Ramsbury, ladies and gentlemen. We have sat, good night, Fisher. We have sat with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and we have discussed what we wanted to do. I think I remember seeing Jamie somewhere around the place here. I don't know if he left. He's still here. But you can ask him. We have sat, we have looked at what can happen there. We have sat with the people at the Nevis Cricket Association, the president, and I've outlined to them what I'm thinking. And basically, they have given their stamp of approval. You can ask them. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to say to you tonight that we will ensure that there must be a community facility in Ramsbury. We have identified some land, but again, our good friend and our deterrent of COVID derailed that plan. I am here to say to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will ensure that that community facility in Ramsbury is constructed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a building in the heart of Charlestown, the old customs building. And it is, in my mind, a gem of a property in Charlestown. It is my hope and my vision to ensure that we do something to that property, have it reconstructed and renovated for public use in the heart of Charlestown. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to have some challenges in Ramsbury, the road network, and some drainage. I am here to say to you tonight that in the next dispensation, we will give the road network and the drainage in Ramsbury some serious consideration and have it resolved. I am here to say to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that we will ensure that other road development in and around St. Paul's is done for the benefit and the development of our constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, those are just a few of the initiatives that I intend to bring online in the next dispensation. I want to say to the people of St. Paul's, this is just a simple snippet of what I'm thinking when it comes to St. Paul's. The other side will come and they will promise you all kind of fancy things. But I am a practical person. I am here to say to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, my record is clear for all to see. And for those who refuse to see, I reiterate once again that they have become a stranger to the truth. And tell them me say so. Tell them Spencer Rudolph Brand say that they have become a stranger to the truth. There will be an election, ladies and gentlemen, in this country sooner or later. And I'm saying to the people of Hamilton, I am saying to the people of St. Paul's, now is not a time to gamble with your future. I am saying to the people of St. Paul's, I am saying to the people of St. John's, I am saying to the people of St. George's, St. James's, and St. Thomas's, stick with CCM because CCM will stick with you. What it is that the other side is offering. I have tuned out long time from what they are saying. Really, I have. Because the level of insult, the level of disrespect that they continue to dish out to the people of Nevis is unbecoming of anyone who is serious about wanting to be in government. So I've tuned out. But ladies and gentlemen, you have one choice in this election. One choice. That is your CCM party. In St. Paul's, you have yours truly. Don't even think about the other person. In St. Thomas's, you have the young Latoya Jones. And I'm saying to the people of St. Thomas's, I am saying to the people of St. Thomas's, come home to CCM. Come home to CCM. In St. James's, you have our Deputy Premier, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. In St. George's, you have the dancing minister, the Honorable Eric Evelyn. Who is a little bit under the weather tonight, and I wish him a speedy recovery. And in St. John's, ladies and gentlemen, pound for pound, ounce for ounce, however you want to cut it. Well, thump for thump. You said licks for licks, I said thump for thump. You have the one man that they seem to be afraid of. But I'm going to say to them, I'm going to say to all of them, they need not to be afraid of him. They need to be afraid of all five of us. Because when the numbers are tallied, they need to be afraid of all five of us. Because when the numbers are tallied, I intend to be in that number. And I know that the Premier intends to be in that number.
Look how easy we go hammer them. Everything we do, it's about them.
And I know that Eric intends to be in that number. Alexis intends to be in that number. And I know that Miss Jones intends to be in that number. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have come. Tonight I have put a number of issues on the table. And tonight I stand resolute in my position that the young lady that is coming up against me in St. Paul's have become a stranger to the truth, and I'm disappointed in her. And I'm saying to the people of St. Paul's, when you go out to vote on election day, make sure that you vote for the hammer in St. Paul's. Make sure in St. John's you vote for the hammer. Make sure in Gingerland you vote for the hammer. Make sure in St. James's you vote for the hammer. And make sure in St. Thomas's you vote for the hammer. All five for we is CCM all the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
On election day, we gonna hammer them. It's only one choice, we vote for CCM. On election day, we gonna bang